Welcome back, everyone. I'm Setharoth, and today we're going to be enjoying a brief stint in a beautiful day in Whiterun to show off my very first mod. Now, you might remember from way back in the day, there was Colorful Magic, which brought in these two vendors and their wares. Now, these two vendors,
What can I do for you?
this complete arsenal that we now have access to, the original mod had a lot of bugs and would crash a lot. And I loved it so much that it's still in my load order despite knowing it can cause crashes. That's how much I love this mod. And you know me, I hate crashes with a burning passion. However, another modder went through and cleaned up a bunch of these items. Just the items, right? Didn't touch the bosses or any of the quest mechanics or the crafting. Just the items and the spells. So now all those have been cleaned, but he never bothered to put in vendors. So you had to use other mods to try and learn the spells naturally, or just use the command line to give you stuff, which isn't very immersive. Now, the immersion is flowing strong, and you have access to the vendors, which can give you all this entire slew of weapons and ammo from Conte here,
All right, then.
and then
Take a look.
the spells from Pastel. Yeah, you might say it's overpowered, that it just automatically gives you access to all the spells, even if you're a low level. But some of these are a little expensive. Like at one point, there are times when I've tested out just the cleaned spells, right? This one that I've built, that I'm adding the vendors to, is actually smaller than the original, because the guy took out all the spells that were buggy. And there's still hundreds. It took me almost 500,000 gold to buy all the gear. So you could definitely spend an entire playthrough just earning enough gold to buy up a bunch of these spells for combat. But some of them are just breathtaking, and it broke my heart that you couldn't just buy them, because it just makes so much more sense. You know what I mean? Now, just for kicks and giggles, I went ahead and bought one of these spells just so that you guys could have a look and see what some of these wondrous things awaiting you include. Blazing Wolf, I've been playing with in my own playthrough. He starts at a slightly higher level than you. Starts at level 20, only 179 health. But he comes with a cloak effect, a flame cloak spell. So when things are trying to kill him, they burn, and it does a bit more damage than most cloak spells that I've seen, but just the graphics, it looks breathtaking. I love it. It's like a flaming wolf spirit. Yeah. So anyway, my contribution to the mod was just placing these vendors here, and that was it. But that involved getting into a lot of other stuff and learning the creation kit and some of those steps. So that was fun, and it took an embarrassing long time to figure out how to just do this. However, I have now officially caught the modding bug. Now, you remember, there's 50 different bosses from Colorful Magic that this mod that I've built vendors for doesn't include, right? It's just the items. But the bosses were my favorite part, because they were just kind of spread out throughout Skyrim and would kind of pop up randomly. A 15,000 gold sword. Seriously? It's like a whole playthrough to save up for that. Anyway, so I've decided to start a process of cleaning and deploying the bosses. So these bosses will be randomly dropped throughout Skyrim. I don't know, random is the wrong word to use. There's 50 of them, and they're scattered all over the frickin' place. You got one over at Pine Shade Tower, one actually spawns right in Whiterun. One's way up here in Podunkville, another one is way over here in Podunkville. They're all over the place. But a bunch of them in the original mod were buggy, because they used the spells that were buggy. Now that the spells have been cleaned up, we have the beautiful opportunity to import a bunch of bosses with new abilities and spells and weapons for us to either enjoy or run in screaming terror from. One or the other, I'm not sure. It depends on your playlist, your load order, and what you're actually up to. So, that is what is coming down the pike for me. I will be working on a number of mods. The first one will actually be a guy that waits right here for you near the stables for a fight to the death, if you survive, which will be a lot of fun. I'm trying to figure out, I've already deployed this mod, which was a pretty good, I'd never deployed anything to the Nexus before, so I've figured out how some of that stuff works. I guess my next step is figuring out how I want to deploy all these new bosses. Probably in just smaller. I don't want to wait until I have all 55 of them done, because that just sounds like a lot of work with no chance for you guys to actually participate in any of that. So I'm thinking it might be kind of fun to see what these different types of atronachs do. Yeah, we're going to see what all these atronachs do. Anyway, I was thinking of deploying the bosses in maybe groups of 4 or 5. And then, the hard part is if I deploy them to the Nexus, then they're automatically up for public consumption. But if they're breaking and they aren't done yet, then that's a problem. So I guess if any of you are up to it, we might be able, let me know in the comments, and we might be able to put together either a Discord chat or a Patreon or something, so that those of you who would like to participate in the recreation of the bosses from Colorful Magic can do so. Let's see, I think that's it for the atronach spells. So let's go ahead and learn these bad boys and just experiment a little bit. See what kind of madness we're going to be able to unleash with these spells. It's going to be fun. The blue flame atronach is next. This is why it's called Colorful Magic, because the original modder went into incredible detail to make things more colorful and beautiful, and this is kind of cool. Like, it's like a frost flame atronach. Oh, this is for Fenderix. Fenderix has spells that are cross elemental, right? There's a frost flame cloak, frost flame bolt. You could grab this, and then you have your frost flame atronach. Although I know it just does fire damage, but you get the idea. It still looks amazing. Blue flame great atronach. What's that gonna look like? Oh, it's a bigger spell. That takes a long time to charge. Very long time to charge. Seriously? Okay, are you ready yet? Oh, okay. Are you just... Oh, you're just very big. Very big. Very big atronach. Oh, very nice. Very nice. So that's cool. Like, the inside is still fire, but the outside is all blue. Huh. Alright. Dark flame atronach. Wonder what that's gonna look like. Ooh, perpy flames. Very nice. I'm immediately thinking of like what kind of magic style or playthrough style would work with this. I feel like if I had a player that drew his power from the Soul Cairn, this kind of a conjuration would be a good fit. Let's see, we have the Great Frost atronach and the Great Storm atronach, which I imagine is just bigger. Oh my, that's a lot bigger. Keep in mind, some of these you're probably going to have to save for outdoor use, because I don't know if that guy's getting through a lot of the hallways that I have had to deal with in my time. My copious amounts of Skyrim experience. Keep in mind, these conjurations... So Colorful Magic was not designed to be balanced. It was very much designed for over the wall, out of the ballpark type overpowered stuff. That conjuration, by the way, is spawning at level 50. I am level 1. I do not know why I am unable to conjure the Great Storm atronach. Is this like a two-handed thing? Did I not charge long enough?
Keep your distance.
Okay. Well, maybe that's one that is still buggy. Good to know. Yeah, so I personally haven't gone through and tried to clean all the spells yet. I really want to be able to play with the bosses, so I'm probably going to do the bosses first. And then we might go through... Oh, that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. I think there was 2 more here. We'll try the Sun Flame first, and then we'll try the Hell Flame. That might be fun. There we go. Ooh. That's like a Radiant one if you want your Cleric or your Paladin character. That could be fun. And then... Oh, that's an expert level, too. Huh, okay. Conjure Hellflame atronach. Okay, I'm curious what that's going to look like. Because we've already have the Fire atronach. What more do you want? Ooh, hello. Ow. That looks epic. I love it. That's awesome. Anyway, cool. So, stay tuned. I am going to be working on a bunch of Colorful Magic bosses to bring into Skyrim. And meanwhile, we have these gentlemen that we can now bring into the Colorful Magic Fixed mod. That's what the clean version is called, Colorful Magic Fixed. And then you add on this bad boy, and you are able to buy all of the spells and the items that survived the initial cleaning process. So feel free to like the video, subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comments below if you would be interested in testing out the bosses for Colorful Magic as I clean and deploy them. That would involve installing the Colorful Magic Fixed and a couple of other modules, because you also did a separate one for the weapons and ammo, and we're going to be testing for all of them, obviously. So if you're interested in that, let me know in the comments below. I'll make a list, and we'll go from there. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Take care. Bye.